All right. Dope. Damn. It's been a while. I like it. I miss hearing my voice. Look who we have here. Myself.
Sebas.
First of all, before we start anything, I apologized last week on Instagram, but I'm going to apologize to you right here on YouTube. And I'm going to tell you that I'm sorry for not uploading in what I think now it's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm super angry about that. And I told you guys, I'm sorry, but to be completely honest with you guys, me pegó una hueva.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a hueva where I was just kind of like, didn't care to do it. It was just like, I was just in that mood. You know what I mean? Have you guys been in that mood where you just don't know what to do? You just don't know how to react. You're just in a rut.
Yeah.
I was there. Thinking to myself, I was like, dang, like, why am I acting like this? Why do I not want to do? And it's not just right here in La Platica. It was basically everything. I was kind of like just not wanting to do much. Didn't want to clean. Didn't want to drive. Didn't want to go to the store. I was just wanting to be home and not do anything. And I don't know why I felt like that, but I just felt drained. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you felt the same, babe, but
No.
Karen was still on her regular scheduled program.
Nope, not me. No, I know what you mean.
I think in the beginning it was just like, well, I mean, even when I first started La Platica back in January, it's now May. Wow.
Yeah.
We've done 5 months on La Platica. And honestly, I really want to thank you guys. Like, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening to me, to my guest, to Karen for like the past, 3-4 episodes now. Guys, from the bottom of my heart, like, since January now, I felt like I've created not only just a podcast, but kind of like a whole brand.
Yeah, you really have.
And
you launch merch in between.
It's a podcast. There's a website. Yeah. It's an actual thing. Like, you hear La Platica all the time now.
Yeah.
And I pat on the back for myself and for everybody that is a part of this. We did it, guys, and it's so dope to see everybody enjoy La Platica. But we're here. But like I said, I took 2 weeks off, and I don't know. I don't know if it was just like enjoying my house.
Yeah, I was about to say that right now. I was about to like interrupt you real quick, but honestly, the last 2-3 weeks, the weather has finally been incredible here. It's been sunny. You guys remember how it was the last month and a half. It was rainy, shitty weather, especially here in California. And we don't really get that. So when we do, it kind of like, it's nice at first. And then it's like, okay, you need to stop. And then it starts to really affect like how you think and how you move, and kind of slows your whole day down. There's no motivation. So even like during like that 2 weeks, we were actually doing a lot of stuff on my channel. And then on top of that,
which was super dope.
Yeah, we've been like really good on that. We actually have another video going up this week as well. It should be pretty funny. But
another cooking with Karen 2 shot.
I think it's totally normal. Like when you are a creator for YouTube, or even Instagram, it's totally normal to get in those moments where you just don't know what you want to do.
Yeah.
You sit there and you're like, I don't know what to film. I don't know what to talk. Like you can have, because you have a list of things, but you weren't in the mood to do any of them. You're like, I'm not feeling them. So it's totally normal to feel that way. And I think that's part of being a creator, because you have to feel it and you have to be liking your own content. Yeah, otherwise, how's someone going to like it if you don't even like it, you don't even believe in yourself? So I think it's normal to feel that way. But I think I always tell somebody, like, if you're a creator and you're going through that moment like that, it's a word for it. It's called like a creator, ¿cómo se dice? I don't even know. It's like you come into like this funk, but it's like if that happens, I always say like, at least be active on another platform. Yeah. Like if you're not uploading regularly on YouTube, at least be like posting constantly on Instagram stories and Instagram. Yeah. If you're doing the vice versa, where you're not posting much on Instagram, be active on YouTube and on whatever else you can. You have to just keep the balance.
And I think we actually did a really good job by doing that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. I didn't post for 2 weeks. And like I said, I apologize. But me and Karen were on live. We're on Club Daddy. I'm doing Instagram.
Club Daddy makes you hungover for like 2 days. So it takes
I'm doing, shout out Angel. I'm doing content for Karen. We're doing content still together. We're still doing the cooking with 2 shot Karen. We're doing everything possible, so we still try to remain active. But sometimes, like I've told you guys in the beginning, even just with myself, Yes, La Platica is a priority, but I definitely want you guys to understand that we do so much more than, just this podcast. So like I said, I apologize. I really, if you're watching this right now, first of all, thank you. But second of all, just know that always, me and Karen are always plotting out. We're always brainstorming. We're always creating things like, what are we going to do that's just doesn't really relate to, whether it be beauty, whether it be whatever. We just want to do fun videos for you guys. That's our main goal, literally. Sometimes if you are an entrepreneur or if you're somebody that works by themselves or you run your own show, sometimes we need that week or two just to just get off anything and just really create in your own mind and just see what's the next step. Yeah. Because I'm not just playing Call of Duty, playing FIFA 24/7 and not caring about the world. That's not what's going on. What's going on is I'm just, doing what I got to do at my house. And I'm just thinking of what's the next move. You know what I mean? And to be honest, I'm not going to speak for Karen, but just for me, sometimes I don't want to see cameras. I don't want to see a computer. I don't want to see none of that stuff.
You get burnt because on top of Sebas editing Platica, he's also editing my videos. He edits the majority of most of my videos. I do some of them, but he does most of them, and it can. Every video takes 6-7 hours to edit. It takes a while. So it's he's editing one down, and today he's probably going to edit 2 videos today. We got one up today. So it's doing that out. But I always tell Sebas and anybody out there, if you guys are wondering how to manage time, I think really it's having a planner. Yeah. Have you filled yourself since you bought one January 1st?
No, because when I bought it, it was the lockdown started the next day.
You can still use it work-wise.
What am I going to put?
What you want to film.
That's true. But then I just use my notes on my iPhone.
Today I woke up, today's Monday, and I woke up and I've been running a lot lately. So I was just a little tired. My body just kind of I think it kind of hurt this morning. And I was like, okay, I think I'm going to run tomorrow instead. And
by the way, Karen hit 17, almost 20 miles.
I hit 20 in a week.
Yeah, 20. Oh yeah, because you didn't count the, yeah. So Karen did a challenge. The challenge was to run 17 miles in how many weeks? 2?
A week it was a month. It was.
Oh, a month?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, in 17 days, a mile a day.
Yeah. So she did that shit in a week, literally.
7 days. I did 20 miles.
Round of applause for Karen. Super dope. And her pace is super fast.
Thank you.
I did it maybe twice with her, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not really made for this. I'd rather do cardio a different way.
Sebas comes with me when I go running. He goes on the bike and he goes next to me because I do not run alone, especially outside. I just don't trust people, and you used to see things, so much weird stuff on the news, and today there was something in the area. We got a notification from Neighborhood app, and it was some girls, a guy drove up towards my house and then tried to peek in. I came out, he got scared, and then the guy he tried to ask her if he was selling the house, and then he asked her for sex.
Yeah.
So imagine me running and I'm oh, and then they just snatch me. Even though I do run with pepper spray and stuff, it's just still scary. So,
So at first I was it's a nice neighborhood, but no. Doesn't matter if it's nice or if it's not nice.
Doesn't matter.
If for me, I gotta go protect Karen. So I I'm in the bike riding back of her.
He's just right next to me.
I'm like her trainer.
It feels good. I feel more secure that way. Yeah. But anyways, I've been running, so it's gets me a little tired. I get tired earlier, and then there are today I woke up actually just a little exhausted, and I was I'm gonna take a break today because I've been running every single day almost 2.5 miles almost. But anyways, what was I trying to say? Oh, moral stories. I woke up today, okay? And I was I'm not running. I'm actually exhausted. And I pulled out my planner, and I hadn't filled it in since last week. So I had from now to the end of the month blank. So I just sat there and I wrote out my whole month, what I plan on doing. I give myself 3 top goals a day that I have to do. So number 1 goal was to get my video up today. Second goal was to film a platica. And then the third goal was to actually clean my closet because I want to film a video in there tomorrow. So I need to put clothes away and stuff. So it's my 3 main goals. And then tomorrow morning, it's workout, review our video that we're uploading on my channel. And then from there, it's filming. So it's you got to give yourself those goals, but that really helps out just at the beginning of the week, just writing out what you want to do. I'm talking to you guys, but I'm also talking to Sam. I'm just looking out for you, babe.
I was watching Alex and Leslie's video today.
I know sometimes
I always want to call her
you guys-
Lexi because her thing is Lex Lee.
Yeah, but Alex's name is not Lex.
Yeah.
So it's like same thing. But I used to call her Lexi until somebody was like, her name's Leslie. And I was like,
it's Leslie.
oh, damn.
But her thing says Lex.
Well, it's like people call me Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah too.
Sarah too.
Some people think that it's, before it was
I'm not laughing at anybody. I'm just laughing because like I've gotten everything. I gotten I love Sabrina.
Yeah.
This girl comes to me, she goes, "You're Sabrina, huh? I love Sabrina." And I was like so thrown off, but I said yes.
So I was watching Vlex and Lex, and they did like a whole I think the video was about like they finally finished their backyard. And shout out to them, but I was watching them and Alex said like, I'm so used to the cuarentena now. Like I'm so used to just being home. Like it's normal to me now. And I wanted to talk about that today too, because I'm like, dude, it kind of really is, right?
Didn't I tell you today? I said, babe, I'm actually kind of just enjoying being home. Like,
remember mid-March, we thought the world was gonna end. We were literally, because it's so new to us, watching the news, like it's literally like a movie.
I have not turned on the news since March.
And now it's like different. I swear to God, in the beginning, everybody was talking about like the military was gonna come. They were gonna patrol the streets. Like
they made it seem like it was gonna be a war zone.
How crazy was our mentalities back then?
Oh man,
right now I'm still kind of like,
my stress level. I mean, it's still really, really, really scary.
100%.
My stress level at that time was so bad that I couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep until really, really late. And then when I would finally go to sleep, I would wake up like 1 or 2, and I just felt so like crazy during that time. And I also remember during that time I was breaking out so bad because of all the stress. I couldn't believe it. It was just like a bad time, like how I was, my mental thought and process was really bad too. But I just told Sebastian, was it today or yesterday, that I said, I'm actually kind of enjoying just being home. Like I'm now, I feel like I don't know how I'm going to be when we go out to the real world. Like when I am with somebody, I'm going to now think, who have you been around? Where have you been? Like, that's how I'm going to start thinking now. And it's going to be uncomfortable for a while for me to be around people. I mean, imagine going to a club.
I know.
I ain't never going to a club again.
I feel like when you go to the club,
Lysol,
you know how like if you go to the club, it's like there's a tequila menu, there's the vodka menu, there's this, there's that. Now there's going to be a separate like sub menu where it says like extra COVID protection. And then that'll be on your tab for your table.
Oh, hell no. Don't even give anyone ideas.
Like on your table, would you like hand sanitizer? Would you like Kirkland hand sanitizer or Perel?
For $300, you can actually get sanitizer, Lysol, and a bodyguard to make sure nobody comes by. And we can bring you video of your cups being actually washed in the back.
Imagine.
But you never know.
No, seriously. I can already see the bottle service girls with Lysol wipes like this. Like.
No, I don't know. I feel like right now I'm the only thing, like, I'm enjoying being home a lot, but what I'm not enjoying is like not being able to just see family and close friends and like those small gatherings. But even when that starts, how is it going to be? How do you guys feel? Do you guys feel that you're going to be able to like just go anywhere like normal? But then again, like the news has been so mixed lately that I'm just like, I don't even know what to believe.
I know. That's why I don't even listen to it.
Oh, I have so much anger over this stuff going on.
Me too. Trust me. I tweeted the other day. I was like, when can we hang out with at least one person? Yeah. 2 people.
People don't know, huh?
Like, I think it's kind of dumb how we're allowed to go to the store. And sure, we wear masks or whatever. But I think it's kind of dumb how you can go to the store and be around all these people that you don't know. Mm-hmm. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know who are they, really respecting the lockdown. Yeah. You don't know any of that. You're literally surrounded with a bunch of people. Mm-hmm. But you can't even go see somebody that you've known for a fact has been on lockdown for a while. Yeah. Or even if I know that my mom and dad have been on straight lockdown for a while, why can't I go see them? You know what I mean?
Not sure how it is in every state, but here in California, we're still pretty much like restricted. I actually just got an alert on my phone about an hour ago that said that the beaches are going to be reopened in LA County.
It was on your phone?
Yeah, I just got the alert.
On like an app or like?
No, Citizen app.
Oh.
It says coronavirus update, beaches reopening. LA County beaches may LA County beaches reopened May 13th for active recreation, open for more information about what's allowed when you go to the beach. So
well, that's cool.
So I get things like that, you know. And I told Sebastian, I said, I think they do it in waves, slowly opening things so it's not massive and crazy in the beginning. Like we're just kind of just how things are slowly being reopened. They want like a slow, so people just don't go crazy. But like I said, if you're not from California, let us know in the comments down below. How is it in your home state? I know like today in Florida, I heard Home Goods reopened. It was
really?
Yeah, I heard Home
Goods. You're about
to
fly out to Florida, aren't you?
I heard Home Goods reopened. I heard some counties nearby, like things are open again, so aren't requiring masks. Like it's different everywhere. Yeah. So I want to know your guys' thoughts on things now that we are like a few months into this and we are where we are. I think it's interesting where it's been, but I'm hopeful that, you know, things may return to somewhat normal.
I think so.
I think definitely like going out to large gatherings is still going to be a little weird. But I feel, for example, like if things start to reopen again, like let's say they start opening restaurants, for example, or something, it's like, can we just remain 6 feet apart? Yeah. Like just like maybe like less people inside.
But I do feel like since this all happened, I definitely feel like people now, and hopefully they stick with the routine. I feel like people now, I mean, because I even think about it, if me, myself, am now a cleansing kind of freak, where I hand sanitize all the time, I wash my hands all the time now, and it's not that I never did, but now I do all the time.
You think about it more than often now. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I try to stay, you know, I stay clean. So if I'm doing that, me, which I feel like I'm just the average Joe, I feel like everybody's doing that now.
I hope so.
So like I said, I hope they keep that mentality.
I've always been like this. So
yeah, Karen.
I'm not gonna tell you guys again, but I hope that people remain this way. Sorry, let me cut you off.
No, definitely. I definitely feel and I hope that people still remain like this, and you guys should. But there was an interesting article the other day saying that they actually said that you shouldn't wear masks because they're saying that it's normal for us to breathe the natural bacteria that are on Earth, you know, and that's what really keeps our immune system strong. So if we don't do that, our immune system becomes kind of wimpy. So...
Well, the other day we went on a hike. We took a beautiful hike. Oh my God, guys, we found this gorgeous trail in Malibu. It's super deep though. Like if you're coming not from LA, you're looking at about a 3-hour drive to this hiking trail. But it was like just a beautiful, beautiful hike, right? And as we were out there, I just kept breathing and I just was taking deep breaths out there because the air feels so different. Like when you go to like the mountains, and I just kept doing this and I was like, it feels so good to breathe and smell and just smell like the nature, you know. And I told Sebastian, I think this is good for us. This is really good for like our immune systems. It's good for us to be out here. We plan on going sometime this week again. We're gonna take a picnic though and like pack sandwiches or something just so we get some sandwiches and jamon. You already know I got you. Stuffed Doritos in the middle of them.
Make some bomb sandwiches.
You guys, I make a really good sandwich. Like I grew up on just basic ass white bread. Okay, it's like mayonnaise, cheese, and then it's like all the meats you can possibly, like all the processed stuff that we shouldn't be eating, but it's like hella bomb. Like my mom would put like turkey, bologna, and ham, and this and that, and it's like the sandwich gets like this big, and in the middle you just add Doritos in there. If you guys eat your sandwiches with Doritos like that, like in the sandwich, it is a game changer. But I make them so thick, like this big. I think most of quarantine Sebastian had that like late night snack, like he'd be playing or editing or doing something, and I'd come in here and I'm like, hey, you want a sandwich? I made you one.
Oh, so good. I want one right now. It's
after. So good. But those are like the best to take when you're like on trail. But right now, that's what we plan on doing, is just like continuing being active. I wasn't active most quarantine. I haven't been active most quarantine. I was the first like 2 weeks, but just up until
like a little less than 2 weeks ago.
I just got over it. I was like, I hate how I feel. I feel sluggish. I can't move. I just feel like, ugh. So I felt like I needed to run, and that's what got me into running. Yeah. Again. But anyways, enough about me. Who cares about me?
Wow, what an incredible intro. I think it was already past 20 minutes. But once again, thank you guys so much for tuning into La Platica. I'm your host, ayyysebas, Sebastian. And this is my lovely, I've been calling her my sexy cuarentena co-host, Karen Sarahii.
Hello, guys.
So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Once again, we are on here on YouTube, obviously. And we also, if you're in the car, if you're, wherever you need to be at, if you don't want to listen to it on the video, we are on Spotify and we are on Apple Podcasts. Now, I also wanted to let you guys know that these hats, you definitely know about them. They're the La Platica new hats that I just came out with. And honestly, you guys took them in 3 minutes. Yeah. They're bomb. And I thought that I made enough, but no, I did not. They were sold out in 3 minutes. You guys broke a LaPlaticaPodcast.com record.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh.
And I felt so bad. Guys, because...
I'm modeling them off for you, sorry.
Babe, I felt so bad because I got so many DMs, like an incredible amount of DMs saying I was literally putting my credit card, and then once I did that, it said sold out.
You're a dick.
No, I'm not. I felt bad.
I know. I'm joking.
And a lot of people were like, oh my God, once I clicked on the site, 3 minutes later, blah, blah, blah. And a part of me is super sad.
Yeah.
Because I hate when people are disappointed. I want to please everybody.
Yeah.
But another part of me is, dude, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool.
It feels hella cool to sell out.
Yes, it does feel cool to sell out, but it feels more cool to know that all of you guys like the actual hat.
Dude, they're bomb. It's funny. Seba started off with this one at first, the one with the green lid, right?
Yeah.
It's like an OG kind of style. Most guys know this kind of vibe right here. And this is what Sebas likes to wear, which I think is really cool. So he's asking me, he's like, do you like these? What colors should we make? And I told him, I'm like, I think you should do, like for girls, I know for me, I personally like them to be a little bit more vintage worn. So this is the first one that Sebas did that I think looks so good on him. Like Sebas looks nice in these hats. I think they're like the OG style.
From 1 to 10, how sexy?
I'm gonna give you a 9.
Like right now, I'm a 9?
Right now, you're a 9.
That's fucked up.
You get a 10 if I could shave that beard off.
Wow. So it's the beard.
We'll talk about the beard in a little bit.
Wow. Okay. Thank you so much for...
But you're a 10 regardless.
Okay. Thank you, baby.
But this is the one that I really like. What do you call this one? Just like a vintage kind of hat?
No, it's just... Right now, they're calling them dad hats, but I renamed them to papi hats.
Papi hats, yeah. Well, I always say this is like a vintage hat because I have a Dodger one like this that is like... It looks vintage wash. And I've always liked these, like personally for me, because I was like, do you like this? I'm like, this is too guy for me.
Yeah.
This is great on guys, but I need something... like this. So
yeah.
I'm glad he came with this one.
The papi hat was all Karen's idea. I obviously showed her the first one and she said, you got to do another one because not a lot of people wear this kind of hat. And I was like, you know what? As hard enough for me to say this is, you're right.
I'm finally right.
I was like, you're finally right. And I was like, what color should I do? And then again, as much as it's so hard for me to say this, but she said, ask them, ask everybody.
Yeah, I said, because I could tell you what I like, but.
And then
your people who support you are going to wear them.
Yeah.
Because he actually at first wanted like a Dodger blue and I said no.
So then I asked you guys and surprisingly, a lot of people said a bunch of colors and things like that. But surprisingly, the
majority said black.
The majority said keep it the way it is. It looks so sick.
Yeah, I agree.
So I was like, I agree. And then I looked at Karen, and it was so hard for me to look at her and tell her,
you're stupid.
These 2 words, you're right. Again.
You're stupid.
But she was right. And guys, it makes me so happy to know that when I wanted to create this logo and when I wanted to make it La Platica and it's so LA. And when I made the hat and I was like, oh my God, this hat is so sick. You know, like if I liked it so much, I knew you guys were going to like it. Yeah. But the fact that you guys fucking basically crashed the website in 3 minutes, like that shit is so dope. Yeah. But we're relaunching the second launch this Friday, same time. So meet me at LaPlaticaPodcast.com for La Platica Snap and Papi Hat for round 2.
Let's do it.
And guys, ¿ya viste cómo se vendieron last time? You guys saw how they sold last time? So if I tell you 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And this time I'm gonna get way more because I need everybody to be rocking it.
I agree.
So, like I said, thank you guys so much, and I've already sent everything out. And you guys should, whoever got it, whoever was lucky enough to get it, you'll get it very soon. So, for the main topic for today's episode on La Plática, we've always gotten this question asked, to us. And I actually like talking about relationship advice because I've been with my girl for a very long time. And I feel like me and Karen been through it. And I just want to give you guys straight facts and, what I've been through, what Karen's been through. And I feel like you guys really like relationship advice kind of.
Sorry.
Also, I feel like you guys really like relationship advice type of videos. So I really do. Me and Karen really want to do topics all the time because they're very interesting. And I feel like everybody can relate.
Yeah, we actually both, for a while now, have always gotten relationship questions sent to us, and we were both talking about the day. We're like, we get both of us get relationship questions. We should maybe try to make this once a month where we talk about relationship stuff, just based on with each other, 10 years, kind of been through it all at this point. So we could definitely give you guys per our experience and because I think just like any other couple, we've had our ups and downs, and you've had moments where you're ready to break up. You've had moments where really test your relationship.
But that makes a relationship, honestly.
Yeah, but we've had all those moments. So I definitely think look at us as I hate saying you're older siblings because we're not siblings. Look at us as being I don't know, I'm your older sister, this is my boyfriend, or Sebas is your older brother, and I'm his girlfriend. We just want to give the best advice possible and just kind of just get into am I rambling too much at this point? Okay.
We know exactly what you mean. Yes. So
the topic is
generally jealousy, right? How are we in the social media limelight where, we put our lives out there? How do I I've been asked this question many times is, how do I deal with, whether it be guys approaching you, DMing you, you getting attention, and then vice versa for me, how to deal with that, because some guys might be saying something that might, cross the line. And then same with me, some girls, they might be saying some shit that crossed the line. And then I also want to talk about real life situation shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I'll let you go first.
Okay, cool.
You're a great storyteller.
Okay,
you
cool.
You can start off great and then I'll just chime in.
So jealousy. Jealousy is a very strong topic. It can go any direction. I think in the beginning when I got with Karen, because I got with Karen when I was really young, I think in the beginning, sure, I was kind of not jealous.
No, you weren't too bad.
Not jealous to the fact where it's oh my God, I have so much competition, or my girl's always surrounded by people. But I was worse because right now I'm not at all. You know what I mean? And I think that just kind of fades away after a while. But in the beginning, I remember this one time, and I think we just got with each other, and we went to the club, and there was just the fact that I already knew you were mine.
I'm which
but everything was so new in our world. But I remember I don't know, I think we went to, when it was popular to go to the club and there's so many promoters for some reason and they all want to talk to all the girls.
Yeah.
I remember
18 and over club probably.
I remember all these promoters would go up to Karen and her friends. And the promoters with the eyebrows like this, and then they have a really low fade, but spiky hair. And then they would wear a lot of red and black for some reason. Yeah. So a lot of those guys always would go up to Karen and just kind of shoot their shot. And I would get jealous in a point where it's yo, that's my girl and things like that. But I don't know. Like Karen said, I was never really that jealous, right?
Not really. No.
Yeah, and then even later in life, putting our lives in social media, it being so new to us, maybe Karen gets a dick pic every once in a while, or maybe some guy
I still do to this day. I don't understand. I'm like, what do you get out of this?
Yeah, now it's like, what the fuck, really? Let me see. Even I say that.
I'll be like, look what I just got, and then it's like, ew, why would he do it like that?
Me and Karen together will be like this, like, ew.
Cause this calzo with his nasty ass toes.
I was like, I didn't see that one. I was like, dang, that's nasty. I was like, bro, if you have the balls to send a dick pic, that's crazy, yo.
No, and it's like full profile pictures. Like
I can never do that.
Like it's not like a fake profile. They send it like literally their smiley face. And then you go on their page and they actually like have family photo. It's really weird.
Yeah,
it's bizarre.
And I'm sure there's like some that like you probably don't even tell me because you get them so much. You know what I mean?
I'm like,
I don't know. Maybe Karen's looking at dicks all day. I don't know. But guys, to be honest, being in a relationship, in the beginning, like I said, and I think I've said it in some other episodes, I was, barely getting with Karen and we had to deal with a lot of like, finally being together and finally being committed. So there'd be kind of like problems here and there. I would hang out with my boys too much and things like that.
I don't think Sebas was the jealous one. I was definitely the jealous one in the beginning. I was super like...
Really? You think so?
I was a little jealous. Like his guy friends always bring girls around.
Yeah.
So I would think like that and I'm like, who's there? And this and that or blah, blah. Yeah. So I would get mad over that stuff. Like stuff that he has no real control over. But I'm like, well, you put yourself there. You are who you hang out with, blah, blah, blah. Like,
but it's difficult because... I mean, sure, you can flip the switch in a second, but it's difficult when you first get with somebody, right? Prior to that, you were kicking it with your boys. Your boys would invite a chick over, or even yourself maybe would invite a chick over, or like your whole group would, and that was never a problem because you're single. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in the beginning, when that would happen...
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, fuck, what do I do? So gradually you kind of like learn how to remove those circumstances out of your life.
Yeah. Or just tell the girls straight around that you have a girlfriend and then there'll be no problem.
I know, but that's weird. It's like, hey, I'm kicking. I know you are, but imagine like, hey, I'm kicking it with like the guys, and like one brought over like, I don't know if you should be around me. I just got with somebody.
Oh my God, I'm dead.
You know what I mean?
Here's my thing. It's like, So for us, like when we first started dating, like I said, I was a little bit more of the jealous one just because it's a new relationship. You guys know how it is, a new relationship. It's like new friends, new people you got to be around, all kinds of stuff, right? And I always noticed like with Sebas, like he had a lot of friends that were girls as well. And sometimes like we'd be hanging out and his phone be ringing and I would even look and it would say some girl's name and he would flip his phone over and I'm like, well, what's he hiding? And obviously like wait,
when did I do that?
I did it a bunch of times.
Oh,
a long time ago. But it's like, it's one of those things where it was like that. And then he had like Megan Fox on his wallpaper back in the day. And like,
oh my God, that's right. I don't know how the fuck she remembers all this shit, guys.
Girls remember everything.
I swear to God, I don't know.
It's like I had never been with someone who was like, had so many girlfriends and so into like celebrity girls, and he was just really like, he was just a guy, like a typical guy. So it was just different for me, but I was a little bit more jealous in the beginning. And then like sometimes like if he would go out with his friends, I would get jealous, but I was the type to be like, well then I'm gonna go out with my friends and I'm gonna one up your night. So it would be like I did that.
That was a night at the club. I'm not remember. I'm gonna let you tell that story right now.
I'm not telling the story. What, Rock's night?
Yes.
God, I'm not talking about that one. He would do that or something like that. Or he would do something where like we got into like like a stupid fight. I call my friends, let's go to Vegas. Okay, we're going to Vegas overnight. And I would just show up in Vegas.
You did that once.
He was so pissed, but I would do things like that. And I was just like really.
Yo, now I imagine like okay, till this day, I never, ever say I broke up with you. Because in my heart, I never broke up with Karen. Yeah, she went to Vegas one time without me, and for I don't know, because she wanted some revenge.
I was trying to make him jealous, and it didn't work because I was not that jealous. I mean, he was just more mad. Like, why are you so dumb? Why are you so spiteful and revengeful? And I'm like, because I'm trying to get you mad.
Like, to me, it doesn't prove anything other than Like, why would you do that? You know what I mean?
No, but
there's one time where I did that.
Yeah.
And, you know, I felt dumb coming back home. And guys, if you're in a situation when you get mad and you want to do something out of this, you know, anger, it's not really worth it, because that day or two that you're just raging and, you know, getting fucked up or being with your boys, it's not really worth it. You know what I mean? If anything, don't talk to your girl, but like go do something else other than those bad things.
Yeah.
You know, go, I don't know, go with your family, go watch some movies or something like that.
So lame.
But I don't really think it's worth it.
So the reason we shared a little bit about that kind of stuff is because in the beginning of our relationship, we both were a little immature. We're obviously adults now.
Yeah.
I'm going on 32 now. He's about to be 30. Yay.
You don't look 32 though at all.
Really? Thank you. All the Botox and skincare. Thank you. It's feeling a little healthy. But moral of it is like, I look back and I'm happy that I stopped myself sometimes from being crazier than I probably could have been, because when I would act a little jealous or make up scenarios in my head and like get jealous and get all mad. And by that, because you start kind of making up scenarios in your head, you start driving yourself crazy, driving the other person crazy, and then you start to ruin the relationship. And sometimes you're getting jealous over nothing because you start overthinking things. So I truly think it is the absolute killer for a relationship. It scares the other person away, and it can become really toxic, especially if the other person, let's say I were to get like super, super jealous, and let's say you just have a temper that cannot handle how I act. Yeah. And then it's just like two bad toxic traits just going at it. So I definitely think it's something that if you find yourself getting jealous over small things, it's time to step back and ask yourself why. Talk with your partner. You got to communicate these things, because if you bottle it up, you are going to explode. You're going to explode more than a super shaken up squirt bottle just thrown up in the air. It's going to just go everywhere and go crazy.
It had to be squirt.
It had to be a squirt.
Let's put ourselves in this situation. Imagine me being super jealous, right? And always being jealous of what Karen's doing. You know, who's texting you? Who are you at work? Who talked to you? Who's doing this? Who are you gonna go out with, right? Yeah. The more and more guys and girls, if you're in this situation right now, let me tell you this right now. There is nothing you doing being jealous that's gonna help you. No. Nothing at all. Like I said, imagine me being like that, right? And because being jealous is being toxic.
Yeah.
So
and sorry, real quick to interrupt you. There are some people out there that sometimes cannot control it. They just have been from a very young age, and they just never known the difference. Some people can't control it. And sometimes jealousy, it surpasses sometimes relationships. It turns into it can be jealous with friendships, with family, with siblings. Like it can be such a bad thing. So,
and sometimes a person they're not even naturally jealous. It's just something that the other person did that the other person's trust is completely out the window. Yeah. So it can be different scenarios, right? But look, if you're, and I think this is the most common scenario, is if something happened to you that your other partner or you did that you lost the trust, there's only two options, and don't drag it along. There's only two options. Either you stick with that person and you make it work, and you don't care what anybody says. I can't believe you went back with him or her, this and that. You know what to do. Yep. And don't worry about what other people have to say about your relationship, because they're not in the relationship. They don't know what happened. Yeah. Okay, but you have two options. Either you figure it out or you fucking leave. Yeah. But if you try to figure it out, don't bring it back up. Try to work on it. I agree. Because the more you bring it back up later, it's going to cause problems. So, like I said, you have two solid options. You forget about it and you work it out, because I do believe that people can change and people do need to, learn from their mistakes. Or B, you just fucking leave. Yeah. And that's it. Imagine me being this type of person that's always jealous, always jealous, always jealous. Mm-hmm. And then Karen starts to know how I am. dude, the thing that you think that you're doing right for being jealous is you're just pushing her away. And the more jealous I am, the more she's going to lie to me.
And on top of that, you walk on eggshells too. Like, it's not comfortable being with someone that's jealous because you're always like, damn, they're going to get upset. They're going to get jealous. Like, I have to lie about this now.
To be in a relationship.
And then you start lying because you're like, it'd be like, oh my God, Sebastian's jealous, like, about this. Like, we have to like pretend this. And then come to find out, he finds out that you lied. And then now shit is just, now he's really jealous.
To be in a relationship, you have to give that person freedom. You have to let that person do whatever the fuck they want. Yeah. You have to let that person live, be ambitious for themselves, have their own lives outside of you. And if all that works, you're going to find somebody really good for you. Because if you're that person that you're with somebody who's jealous, you shouldn't be with that person, because that person is only going to bring you down. What nobody taught us is, if you give somebody freedom, if you make somebody feel like you're independent as well, and then you don't care whether they go out, whether they do this, whether they do that, and you give that person that freedom, that is such a big turn on for them. They love that. Because then they actually are more obsessive with you. Hey, why don't you care that I do this, or that I'm going out with, blah, 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 or maybe that there was a guy in the group, you know what I mean? Why aren't you getting, the girl or the guy might think to themselves like, dang, she's not jealous at all. Like, that turns you on.
Yeah. It's like, you have to almost just be trustworthy from the get-go. You know, you can't, if you're already like, kind of like, he's kind of sketchy, he's doing this, he's doing that, I would then question the relationship. But because too much freedom sometimes can lead to something else when people are too crazy. But
you know what I mean though, right? Like, if the guy or the girl is not really, it's
cool.
Not that he doesn't care, it's just he or her lets them be, that's kind of a turn on.
It is. It's also like confidence too. Like, the person's very confident in themselves that they're like, oh yeah, go for it, Yeah.
But definitely, guys and girls, never take someone's freedom away like that. Or being over jealous, or you can't do this, or you can't do that. It's not cool. And going back to the situation, just saying the topic, like, yes, now if you would have told me back in the day, like, yo, your girl's about to get way more attention, which you do.
You do too, though.
Yeah. Which, like,
Sebas gets DMs that say, leave Karen for me. He gets them all the time. And he tells me, and I'm like, what the hell? And then I look, and this girl's like following me, and I'm like.
And I'm just like, what do you have to offer?
I'm all. Just kidding.
No, but it's true. Like, I get DMs all the time that are kind of crazy, and then Karen does too. But if somebody told me like, hey, in a couple of years, both of you guys are gonna get way more attention, like, I would not believe that. I wouldn't even know how to handle that. If I was, back then when I was, younger, I would have been like, fuck, But I feel like I gradually, thank God for me and us being in a trustworthy spot.
Yeah.
I feel like that helped a lot. But guys, to answer your question, and everybody always asks me, like, how do I deal with it? I just deal with it. And I trust Karen 100%. In the back of my head, I know who she is. And if anything happened wrong, then that would be it.
I also think, too, there hasn't really been anything in a relationship to make us question our trust with each other, or question like our relationship in that way. So it's also like something that's helped out. Don't get us wrong though, like, our relationship has never been like perfect at all. Like, we have our struggles, we have our issues, we have our bickerness that we go through, and even to this day we'll bicker about the dumbest stuff. Like, it happens, but I definitely think like little things can't break the relationship. It's the big things that are the ones you got to talk about like adults, and handle things like adults. But
and I think the only thing that can really kill jealousy, imagine if jealousy was an actual person, and the only thing that can whoop its ass is communication.
Oh yeah.
So if you and your relationship can communicate with one another and be straight up, that will whoop jealousy's ass.
Yeah. We slightly talked about this in the last podcast. I think I should talk about it again real quick. It is like going through your phone, because that was one thing I did a lot during the beginning of the relationship. It's kind of funny to admit it now, but I'm sure most girls, most men watching this, we can all agree we've all at least gone through our significant other's phone at least once. If you haven't, then damn, that's amazing. But there's been times where I have been curious, like when he was like in his, definitely like in his partying. I mean, Sebas is Sebas, okay? He's just a different creature. He's wild. He's crazy. He's just a little crazy, you guys. He's fun. And he has so many friends. I've never met someone who has so many genuine friends, not just like acquaintances. This guy has friends, okay? And each of them are so different, and he'll go out with all of them all the time and whatnot. So in the beginning, like I was like, I've never met somebody who's had this many friends and is always like going out and doing stuff. So I would be curious to see what they go through, what kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There were a couple times I did find things in there for sure.
I remember this one situation.
Wait, can we say what it is? The two word thing?
Oh shit, I don't know. I just remember I was in Riverside, and for some reason
I went through your phone.
You went through my phone and you found pictures
From a strip club?
No. Oh shit.
That's another time, guys.
I remember you found pictures of naked girls, but my friend sent them to me.
Which one?
I don't know. But like that was something that I couldn't have control of because he sent it to me. They weren't on my camera roll or on my I didn't have an iPhone back then, but you know what I mean? Like they weren't on my photos. Somebody sent me pictures of these naked girls, and he was just kind of like, "Oh, I don't remember what he said."
Who was it?
I don't know, some dude that I work with at the warehouse. I don't know.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I don't know if you remember that, and you're like, "Who the fuck is this?" And I was like, "What the fuck?" Like I this is the first time I'm looking at these pictures too. But what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
One time I did go through it because this is the thing why I started going through his phone was because he was going out so much and just like always out. And we didn't live together.
One thing about me is I love to go out and I cannot stay home all the time. I look forward to Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and Monday mornings because Monday mornings are the cruda breakfasts. But continue. So
when I went through his phone and I wanted to go through just to reassure that nothing was going on, just because he was going out so much and he has so many friends and blah, 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 blah. And he was just always out. Like I've never met anybody that went out that much. So I went through it and I didn't find anything in the camera roll. This is like pre-Instagram because there was no Instagram, pre-Snapchat. And I was like, there's nothing. Okay. And I don't know what told me to read his friends and his messages, one of his friends. So I went to one of the friends that text him all the time, and I went through there. When I was going through his phone, I was looking to see if he texts girls. I was just looking for girls. And then it came to my head, which I might give somebody an idea right now. So I'm sorry if I do. I'm not trying to trigger you, but...
Guys, you're done.
I was like, let me see what him and his friends talk about. Because this is interesting.
Yeah, you went in.
I went really in that night. And I did find out that the night before... or that day before, he went to a strip club. He had text pictures of the stripper to his friend, and all Sebas had wrote was, "I'm covered in glitter. I have glitter all over me," which you only get if you're like in close contact with somebody or you have a stripper dancing on you. And I was just like, I'm not even mad that you did that because I know what she wants and I know what you want when there's a stripper, right? She wants her money.
I don't remember
and
that.
You want to dance. But my thing is like, why not just tell me? Why not just be honest? And that made me cry because I was like, I can't even believe like you can't tell me this stuff. Like I've never shown that I'm crazy or that I'm jealous, but now I look jealous. How am I going to admit that I went through his phone? How am I going to possibly tell him this and admit this? And I just like cried because I was so like confused as to why he couldn't be honest from the get-go. So what I did, and I remember this, I actually took, because it was like an iPhone, what was that, 6 or 5 back in the day? I took a screenshot and I actually made it his display photo on his phone of the stripper.
Oh my God.
And when he woke up, he didn't even notice it for like an hour. And I was quiet with him in the morning. I didn't say anything to him. And finally I was like, did you go to a strip club? And he's like, no, no. And he tried to lie. And then I finally told him. And I had texted myself the screenshot of the message because in case he tried to delete it. And he was like, you're crazy. You are psycho. And I'm like, I've never done anything to prove that I'm crazy. I just want to know why you're lying. And that made me kind of go a little crazy because I'm like, am I crazy for finding this out? Or am I crazy because I went through his phone? And that started like a whole fight that was... It was actually really, really funny now I look back at it. But then I think like, dang, I never did anything to make him not be honest. So then that kind of started like a little war in a way with us. Where we were having a lot of problems in our relationship during that time. I remember that was like the ultimate test of trust during that time. Because then I would be like, where are you going this weekend? The strip club? You're going to go like glitter all over you again? Who are you hanging out with? Justin? You're hanging out with Justin again? He's a bad influence. Like that's literally how I was. Like I started being like that. And then I had to tell myself, you know what? This is not normal. This is not healthy. If it's going to be like this, if I'm going to be jealous of him going out on the weekends, if I'm going to be jealous over this, there's no trust here. And two, if you're not being honest, like you're making me crazy. So it took that. It took scenarios.
And I still don't even remember that.
How the fuck do I remember this?
You remember everything. Oh, I know. You remember everything. I have no idea, guys.
It took sometimes scenarios
but
like that.
Definitely not proud of that.
No, but it took scenarios like that to happen for us to really become either stronger or break up. And it sucks because there's people out there that never gone through anything like that, you know, but we were young, dumb,
but definitely learned from that process. And honestly, it made me,
did you?
It made me somebody more trustworthy to her. Yeah, it did.
Sebas did the first few years, he was a little bit more wild and adventurous and almost didn't want to include me in anything. I remember that he didn't like to include me in a lot of your like weekend events because you'd be like, it's just the guys, no girls.
It's because I think
well, your guys were all single.
I think since day one, it's my guy friends have been so strong together and you know that bond, but I've learned to, separate myself from that and then just,
Well, that was a different group of friends. It's not your friends now.
I know, but even still, those group of friends too, we were strong together.
Yeah, but so it was just a different...
Like I said, I was younger too, so I didn't even understand things like that. But like, But moral
of the story is that like, I want you guys to know that it hasn't always been easy for us. There was things that tested us. And it's like, when you think about it now, it's like laughable now. But that's what I mean. It's stuff that's so dumb that can really ruin a relationship. Dumb things like that. And you have to either learn to trust a person and talk and communicate and just be honest. Obviously, like that has to happen to make it work. And if not, then it's really just not worth your time. I laugh at it now because I'm like, I can't believe I used to get mad over that. I used to get jealous over that or whatever. But that is the make or break, guys, for our relationships. And
it'd be like that.
It'd be like that. And it's okay to go through stuff if you're going through anything. There's a lot of immaturity involved. Someone not being honest. And
B?
Huh?
What's B?
Oh, I don't know what B is. I think I just said.
Anyways,
you know
guys.
what I mean? I'm tired.
Anyways, guys, I think we answered the question. I think hopefully you guys can take that advice. But unfortunately, that is all the time we have left for today on La Platica. What a great talk. What a great talk.
Down memory lane.
Down memory lane. Like I said, thank you guys so much for tuning in to La Platica. And like I said, we'll see you guys soon. We're back on it. We're ready to rock and roll.
Thank you guys for joining us. If you guys have a future relationship topic you guys want to hit on, let us know. This is like our first time doing something like this. So if we're a little scattered or kind of all over the place, it's truly because we don't know how to stay on track first and foremost. But it's like we just have a lot of information processing through our heads. So feel free to write down below any future relationship advice topics you want us to hit on. We can try to hit them once a month. And anything else you guys want to hear from us.
Also, guys, don't forget that La Platica Hat round 2 will be going on this Friday, temprano. Well, not tan temprano. A las 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, West Coast time. And for everybody who already got it, once again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Karen and myself, thank you guys so much. And we're so grateful to have you guys. You can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So I'm going to end this right now by saying have a great day. Los amamos y un beso para todos. Chao. Nos vemos en la próxima plática.